Right, well, hello, Zach.
Hello.
Welcome to the Four Gates of Gloucester. Zach is, I believe, our current. My goodness me, start again.
Gloucestershire Poet Laureate.
Yeah. So Zach is our Gloucestershire Poet Laureate,
Yeah.
and I believe you're a Gloucester man as well, Zach.
I am, yeah, for my sins. I'm born and bred in Gloucester, having grown up in Tuffley and having gone to school in Gloucester and done my masters at Gloucestershire University and all those kind of things. So I've been pretty much based here and quite happy here, to be honest.
Lovely. And when did you start writing poetry?
I've written poetry. Well, I started writing poetry at a young age, as many do at school, and within that, obviously, you go through phases. So most people, when they're a teenager, they get a bit angsty and experiment with poetry. I kind of put it down for a little while in my 20s, but then in my mid-20s, kind of picked it up. Wrote some of the worst poetry I've ever read, but gradually it's got a little bit better, and a few people say it's all right, so I'm happy with that.
Right. Well, I must admit I haven't actually read much of your poetry. I've had a quick look, but I'll certainly be taking a look.
Okay.
Have you written anything at all about Gloucester itself?
Yeah, lots of I've written
Really?
lots about Gloucester. Yeah. One of my poems. Not to try and do a cheeky plug, but in my current book, Intimate Nature, is called The Orchard, and it's where I grew up on Campden Road in Tuffley, and it's just about my experience as a small boy walking through the garden there. Which was only it sounds quite pretentious, but there's only about 5 trees in the garden, but it was quite big when you're little, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And just about my experiences about looking at, thinking about trying to get the fruit and what that means to actually to strive to achieve something, to get what you need.
Oh, great, and I believe you're organising a big festival this year as well.
Yeah. So the last few years I think it's again because we've done so much in Gloucester, but I think this is the fourth year running the Gloucester Poetry Festival, which every year attracts more and more talent to Gloucester, and every year has just a completely new dynamic and adds a different flavour to what to experience in Gloucester as well. And it's a wonderful thing because we've got some pretty prominent poets coming this year. I'm not going to reveal too much yet, but it's pretty nice. I'm very happy about it.
Exciting news then.
Yeah.
Exciting news. Oh, that's absolutely great. You don't, by any chance, happen to have that poem on you, do you?
The Orchard. Yeah.
Orchard,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can have a look.
Would you like to read that one to us?
I can certainly try. Just bear with me a moment. Shortly after I was announced as Gloucestershire Poet Laureate, I was asked to do a reading on BBC Radio. And I chose this poem because, well, first of all, I like it, and secondly, which seems like a daft thing really, but to like one of your own poems to read it is quite nice. Got to find the thing first. I use tracks, so but no, it's a wonderful thing to be able to read a poem that you enjoyed writing, but also enjoy reading as well.
I always think it's particularly nice to hear someone read anything out. To be honest,
Yeah.
I love hearing people read stories aloud and poetry aloud and things like that. I used to adore all the plays on the radio, far better than the TV, because you can imagine what's going on.
It activates different parts of your brain, so you're creating the pictures as opposed to just have them just thrust at you. You can process them and listening to things, especially when you're walking around the house or busy doing other things, and it's nice to do. And I'm a big believer in having audio whether it be CDs or on apps or things like that, and having poetry in the background being read, I thoroughly enjoy when I'm pottering about the house, listening to poetry.
Yeah, and are your books available on audio as well?
No, unfortunately
not.
No, I've got my goal for the future is to have audio versions of my books, but also to have it in Braille as well. I'd love to. I really aspire to have my poetry in Braille, so it can reach more people, which would be lovely. Yeah. But again, that's my future plans, my little wish list of things to do.
Right.
But anyway,
let's listen to your poem then.
This is The Orchard, and again, it's about my first experience thinking about achieving things. Down past rough slivers of Cotswold stone wall was the lower garden. Reaching from earth, gnarled tendrils erupted like arthritic hands, pairing cooking apple trees with sweet, bitter fruit. The poms were balls of mush, bigger than my grip, that would, I was told, rot my innards at a bite. But the pears were rumped beauties on thin knuckle branches, and I sunk into them, turning over with each swallow. I tossed each carcass with its bullet pips into log pile, looking up to the Titan cherry tree. Black limbs beyond best jump, carrion cackled and bombed, leafless in dark symbiosis, the birds a crow canopy. Evergreens rustled around, thick with brown and dusty webs, owls and bats roosting side by side, stirring with flexing flap and stretch of feather at syrup blood sprayed through air and the clatter of seed skulls. The crows were sculping those cherry nuts, cutting blistered flesh with beak. I'd keep my palms open, strafing to catch a mispulled stem, a spinning rivulet of berries. But now I would climb that tree, dig blunt nails into bark, bend and rip at the thought of hunger, roar a shadow to sky, not wait for what falls to me.
Oh, that was lovely. Well, thank you very much indeed, Zach. And naturally, you can buy your books on Amazon. And we will put a link to that down there. And thank you very much indeed for your time.
No, thank you very much.